IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Geek Food Bulletin, where we discuss the news and the not news of our times. Today we're going to talk about news mostly, and we'll digress into not news. Now, Tejas, Jishnu,
hey,
here's some news.
Hello.
Feel free to ignore it if you must. Billie Lourd, Carrie Fisher's daughter,
Right.
was apparently the stand-in for that scene we saw. Spoilers if you haven't seen the new Star Wars movie, but she was...
There's a new Star Wars movie out?
I think so. I haven't seen it yet, but I did read this news item that says it was Mark Hamill actually playing Luke in that scene, and they de-aged him, which is odd, I think, because it's like a very short action scene.
Yeah.
And J.J. Abrams was apparently very insistent that they would only use old footage of Carrie Fisher and not have anybody replace her. But he really wanted this scene, so he was like, all right, I'll only do it if Billie Lourd
That makes sense.
does it,
That's
and
fair.
she's cool with it.
And I love Billie Lourd.
Yeah.
She's great.
She's great in these movies. I wish she would do more
She's
things,
very-
Disney Plus things.
I recently rewatched, like 2 nights ago, I was cried myself to sleep watching the Carrie tribute thingy at Celebration with the John Williams thingamajiggy.
great.
Billy gave a speech. Very touching.
She gave one of my favorite performances in one of the best movies of last year.
Guys, Skywalker, you're right. Sorry, what?
No, but she's in the movie Olivia Wilde directed called Booksmart.
Yeah.
And she plays basically this... It's a hard one to explain, but she's basically like a free-spirited, druggy high school kid. And she doesn't look very much like a high school kid. She's got some years on her.
It's like that Ranbir Kapoor
You
man.
can see that wisdom behind her eyes.
Okay.
But yeah, she's really good in that movie.
Cool.
All right. In other news, man, Jeopardy is doing their GOAT tournament.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they've
Love
got James Hallhauser and Ken Jennings, who's one of my favorite
Ken
people.
Jennings is a mother flippin' legend.
Dude, he's the greatest. Not only is he really smart, he's also really funny. He's written like some definitive comedy books, like histories of comedy.
Yeah.
And a third person who I've never seen play, but is apparently the all-time leader in terms of winnings.
What, really? Who?
I'll pull up the name, but
Was he or
and also
she
this
on
is all, of course, because Trebek is leaving.
Yeah, he's with the whole health issues, right?
Yes.
The concerns. Yeah.
And apparently he asked, like he said, give me 30 seconds at the end of it, I'll knock off my goodbyes in 30 seconds.
Man,
Freaking
that's
legend.
Even when he had to announce that he was suffering
His
from
goodbye,
cancer,
of course, will be in the form of a question.
Yeah, but even when he had to kind of reveal the whole thing about how he had cancer and stuff like that, it was the most like Trebek kind of thing ever. He's like, I also want to say that I am suffering from this, but don't worry, I'm trying to get back to health, and I'm back for more Jeopardy. Thank you.
What is the
And it was
situation
over.
with
It's like,
that
shit.
though? I thought he was recovered essentially.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's been doing it for 35 years or 30 years, something close to that shit. So yeah, he's a
ledge.
ledge.
Brad Rutter is the third person.
Was he on the
apparently he played way
IBM
back.
challenge also?
Yes, and he lost to
Yeah, everyone lost.
of course, to Watson.
Yeah,
No,
Watson is too good.
interesting. But apparently he's the all-time highest winner because he didn't win in his original round that much, but they kept calling him back for
Back for
tournament
others.
stuff. And
So overall,
overall, yeah,
Nice.
interesting. And him and Ken have played a bunch of times apparently in
Nice.
various tournaments.
And
though I
who's
don't think I've seen
better?
it.
Who's better?
I suppose we'll find out at the end of the GOAT tournament.
Nice. There's another really
Interesting.
good Jeopardy thing, which is the, what do you call it, under 21 Jeopardy, or like the kids, like it's called Teen Jeopardy or something like that.
Okay.
Which is also there on Netflix.
Teen Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's like a high school.
That's when they do drugs. They get into Jeopardy.
What?
Yeah. In trouble, like the meaning of the word.
Oh God.
Please
Okay,
continue.
No. I'm still thrown off. Yeah. Anyway, it's good. It's a good tournament, and there are lots of Indian kids on it. Surprise, surprise. But yeah.
Why is it spelling bee?
No, they're just really fucking smart, man. Like, and there's but yeah, they're all awesome. It's really, really good. Watch the one which is on Netflix right now, the collection that is there. It's got like a twist ending. And
Teen
everything.
Jeopardy, it's called.
Yeah. It's not
Really?
Teen Jeopardy. It's called something Jeopardy, but it's for it's for
Jeopardy
younger-
Junior?
Yeah, something like that. Like something
Okay.
like that. Yeah, but check it out. It's really, really good, and you can and kids are so weird and funny. It's great. I love it. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, cool. Who was that?
Trebek.
Trebek?
Yeah.
Nice. Then
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out. Okay. Have you guys seen The Masked Singer?
Yes, and I heard about this now that's coming out. The
There's-
Masked
it's-
Dancer?
Yes, there's going to be a dance
First
version
explain
of The
what
Masked
Masked
Singer. Have you
Singer
seen The
is.
Masked Singer?
No, just explain the premise.
Oh my god, it's so hard to explain.
Yeah, it's
well,
very
it's not
hard.
very hard to explain. It's just you'll hear it and go like, this is a real thing that exists.
This
Basically,
is the most 2019.
a bunch of celebrities wear costumes, okay? Costumes that cover their entire face. So, like, basically, they'll be like, I am the bee or I'm the fox. So, it's like a giant mascot costume. So, you can't actually see them at all.
Yeah, the identity is obscured.
But they are celebrities. So, you know these people. They walk on the stage and sing a song. And it is the task of the audience and this panel of judges, I want to say, or like basically a panel to go like, who is this? I know this person. And they give you like a bunch of clues, like, I'm the bee and I'm from a very musical family and like things like that. And even the costume they wear kind of ties into who they are.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
it's surreal
It's like,
as all
it's
hell.
like these guys were sitting like really late after 12 hours being in a conference room trying to come up with ideas, and this was the last idea. I was like, what if they just wear masks? And they were like,
and so now it's upgrading to what? To a mask
now
dancing.
it's the mask dancer, yeah.
Yeah, there is now going to be a mask dancer. It was a cultural phenomenon because people were just like,
everyone thought it was Jamie Foxx.
and they don't reveal the person like they basically unmask one singer per episode. So towards the end of the season, there's this arc of like, oh my god, who is the bee? Everybody thinks it's these people. They're like,
God.
I was reading think pieces. I mean, I wasn't reading them, but I was seeing think pieces crop up of like, okay, here are 8 possible contenders.
Think pieces
I
about
have
the
seen
mask
clips
in
of it, and I was just like, how is this a real thing? It's just the most astonishing piece of culture.
Yes, it is a piece of
Wait a
culture.
minute.
I hesitated
think
to
I
say
have
culture,
seen
but it is.
Wow,
I think
this is a
I've
real piece of
seen-
culture.
That's how much of a piece of culture it is.
I think I've seen. I think I saw Ken Jeong do this on Ellen.
He is
he
one
on
of
the thing?
yes,
Yeah,
he's
he
on
did
the
a thing. I
panelists.
saw him on Ellen do the thing. I didn't know it was a full show. I thought it was just a gag for Ellen. Okay, I guess
No,
it's a show.
full show.
Amazing.
He was doing the gag because it's a full
Jesus.
show.
All right,
Interesting
cool.
one. All right. Here's something super interesting. Christian Bale is in talks to join Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
Amazing,
They've
right?
had like Kate Blanchett was
Yeah.
the last one, man.
Anthony Hopkins is in the thing.
Yeah.
He's his dad. So like, chalo, send all the.
I
hitters.
just really hope he's playing Beta Ray Bill because that's like one of my favorite
know.
characters. It has to happen.
So he'd have like a duck face.
But yeah, I don't know if they.
A horse face,
Horse
actually.
face,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
But then he'd.
A horse's bill.
But then
Yeah.
would Beta Ray Bill be a full CG character? Would it just be
He
the
would
head?
have to be, I suppose, no?
How big is he? How tall is he?
He's tall.
But is he
yeah.
like Thor height or is he like not a human height?
Actually, I think no, he's a human height. Yeah, he's about Thor height.
Because then would he be like a Bradley Cooper? Would he be like just voice acting? See what I did?
Oh. Not
No,
really
he's not. No, he
acting.
will portray the role. I guess if anybody's playing Beta Ray Bill, it'll be like somebody has to be in a suit and then they'll
And just
do
the
the
head
face, like
gets
how they did
smoothed.
Beauty and the Beast. I think that would be the best way to do it, not like Korg or something like that. But even Korg is mocap, so it is acting, Jishnu.
But it's not Taika.
Huh?
Of course
Is
it's
Taika
Taika.
doing the mocap?
Yeah, of course.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
he
that.
does.
Yeah, he wears the outfit and everything.
But I don't think he
Sure,
was
sure.
IG.
This is interesting. So, do you think mocap is real acting?
Acha, let me recontextualize what I actually said.
Good.
Have you
Yeah, yeah,
forgotten
you're
what
on
I've
the
actually
back foot
said?
here, son.
Oh yeah, we turned it into a whole other thing.
Yeah. Have you
Please tell us.
forgotten what I actually said?
I remember the clip and I was just like,
But the clip is just what the
okay,
line.
mistake
I
I've heard
think
in my
what
life.
The clip
do
is a
remember-
statement. The clip is a statement, not the
I
full
distinctly
context.
remember like
Remember how
saying,
this came up?
Jishnu, just clarify this for me. Do you
Yeah.
think voice acting is not real acting? And you said no.
Yeah. So,
Why?
but you're forgetting everything you...
I've completely
yeah,
forgotten.
You've forgotten everything you said before you asked the
I
question.
forgot everything that happened in my life.
Because we
before
were
that
talking
moment.
about Oscars or something, some award show.
Right.
And I was like, you can't put the voice
the same
actors in the same
category?
category because it's a different kind of acting. It's acting
But I
that
remember
can't
the
be
statement
compared.
being made that
yeah.
voice acting is not real acting.
Yeah, it's not real acting.
I
It's not
know,
acting.
I mean-
it's different kind of
Okay,
acting.
no, so to
you
just to answer
obviously
this question.
like just leaning into a bit of a like provocative statement for the sake of it.
Love it.
Because you,
Love
told
it.
me-
Love
yeah,
the hot
'cause
take
you literally
aspect of it.
you put the ball in my hand and
Tell
said,
us
"Now hit
this,
it."
what
I said,
about
"All right."
mocap though? I
Yeah,
think
but
mocap
like
is
you knocked it
beautiful
out of
stuff.
my hands and went like, we're not playing anymore. That's a different kind of game, Dinkar.
I knocked it out. Of the
Tell us about mocap.
What about it?
Do you think mocap should be in the same
Yeah.
category as actors?
No.
Do you think that's also a different kind of
You
acting?
need a different category for mocap acting, like you need a different category for voice acting.
They won't do that though.
I wonder.
Isn't
I think you
makeup
should.
like some
I think you
people
totally
say, oh,
should.
you're acting with makeup, or you're acting without makeup. And back
Yeah,
in the
like
day,
what about
30s or
acting with
something.
prosthetics, say? Like an elephant man or
a Commissioner Gordon.
I think.
Commissioner
Gary
Gordon
Oldman
prosthetics?
playing
Oh, yeah, okay,
Winston
sure.
Churchill.
Okay, so I would say if you can see the person physically there, present on frame, and he's actually, no matter what he's wearing, how many layers of makeup or prosthetics he's wearing, if you can physically see the person there, and that is all that is being portrayed in the final cut, and there's little to no visual effects work being put onto him, that can be right next to a theater actor. Because it's the same amount of the person physically present. However, Bradley Cooper can't be put in the same category as Chris Pratt, even though they're in the same scene. You can't give them... they can't be in the same running for an award, I think, because Bradley Cooper's performance is hinging upon thousands of other people making Rocket do what he wants.
No, I get it.
So, therefore, it's not acting. It's a different kind of acting.
But that's not mocap, though. That's just voicing.
It is acting.
Same with mocap.
Kind of acting.
Same with mocap. I think you...
The guy is there. He's there.
Totally there.
Every inch of his face.
Doesn't Sean Gunn do the mocap for Rocket?
For Rocket, right. So, like, the thing is, I wouldn't...
Does someone mocap for Groot, or is he fully CG?
That's a good
Somebody
question.
must, I suppose,
Somebody
right? Like,
must.
just as a
Spirit of
stand-in?
Vin Diesel, yeah.
Okay, cool. Go on.
But, I think, like, with mocap, for instance, like, take... if Taika is playing Korg, then if you want to nominate Korg's performance, it would have to be... in an ideal world, I would say it's either you're nominating him for a voice acting performance, or you're nominating him for a motion capture performance next to Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis is like... that's why
you can't put Andy Serkis and Taika for Korg next to Chris Pratt, as an example. Because I think that two different kinds of people. You can put Andy and Taika in the same category, but like a physical actor who's just all there has to be in a different thing.
I agree with you in some ways, but like I feel like these actors will never be recognized because there's such few...
I think you'll get there. Like Spider-Verse, like first proper superhero animated movie to get the critical acclaim. It took a long time, but I think we'll get there. Give it like another 10 years, I think we'll get to a point where there's so many mocap and voice actor roles that are the crux of the film that you'll have to get there.
I only believe this is really an issue if you think about it in the context of awards to start with. Like,
exactly.
There are different kinds of acting, but honestly, like, okay, suppose you had an actor playing a role with no dialogue, right? Like, it's a completely, like, his part is silent because
like
his
the
character...
artist.
Sure, or like, say, The Artist, silent films or whatnot. You're essentially you're adding a limitation, but you're still going to consider that real acting because you can see their face. Ditto the other way, you can hear their voice, but you can't necessarily see their face. Or in mocap's case, you see a version of their face. So I think, in terms of... they only become an issue when you start comparing things and go like, which is the best one? Then you have to go like, oh wait, okay, this is a different one because he...
Absolutely. This is purely... This conjecture is purely based on the fact we're talking about awards. Yeah, I'm not saying that like one guy is a lesser credible performer than the other person. I'm just saying that if you want to compare them two, compare the two, then you have to separate them completely. The Venn diagram doesn't have a joining
I think if you
part.
compare them in a which is the best sense, then we should talk about both mocap and voice acting and acting in the same category. But yeah, if you have to say like one of them is the best, then it's hard to compare. Yeah. Because basically the issue comes in of what aids the performance, right? With an actor not saying anything during the movie, with no dialogue essentially, that's still just the actor and the craft around him, like the direction and the editing. Yeah. But with mocap, you are relying on a lot of technicians to translate your performance, which could both ruin you sometimes. It could ruin it, or it could really help it. We don't really know what happens behind the scenes. Yeah. Or with voice acting, where there is like, I mean, essentially your entire physicality is recreated. Interesting. But if we're talking just performances, these are all real acting.
Yes.
This has been the Geek Fruit Bulletin.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Kuha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.
Filter coffee is a fascinating beverage. You need to pick the right beans, blend them in the right proportion, roast them to perfection, and slow brew at the right temperature to get the perfect cup. Which is exactly like great conversations as well. You need to track down the most interesting minds, get them into their zone, and settle down for an unhurried, unscripted chat. And coffee for me is always, always, always best enjoyed with friends. I'm Karthik Nagarajan, and do share my table as I meet some of the most interesting people I know and sit them down for a strong cup of coffee and an even stronger conversation. Join me every Wednesday for a freshly brewed episode. This is not frappe. This is the Filter Coffee Podcast.